Salutare, sunt Mihai Daniel, bun venit pe canalul meu, bine v-am regăsit pe toți cei abonați acestui canal, bun venit celor noi. Astăzi l-am alături de mine pe Daniel Pidan, CBO la proiectul TheParallel.io. Hello Daniel, nice to meet you, thank you for accepting my invitation.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you and address your community, which is I haven't had the opportunity to address your demographic. It's wonderful to meet new people and really share some ideas.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself before we start to talk about the project?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in business for a very long time, but it wasn't really in crypto. I was traveling to Asia a lot. I was in product manufacturing and branding, a lot of residential construction and design and sales, all kinds of businesses. But most interestingly enough, I was always a gamer. I played video games my whole life. I pretty much grew up in the metaverse. About 4 years ago, after traveling to Asia a lot, I realized that, this is where the tech is happening. The biggest innovations are happening. And I decided to give it all up and just move to Vietnam where, home of Axie Infinity and some of the biggest GameFi project innovations in the last couple of years. And I got into GameFi, I got into crypto, and I loved it. And I've met the right people. It's not a big country. And I got into the Parallel project as their CBO. But it's I handle a lot more of a lot of variety of things. CBO is more like a formality title. So I handle the gaming theory, the game development, the marketing, the communications with the global communities, kind of like a growth officer, so to speak. So yeah, I'm very heavily involved with GameFi, and I really love this industry quite a bit.
That is nice. Okay, let's start. What is this project? What is doing? What is the scope? What is the target? What is the current situation?
So where to begin? The project is very big. It's very dynamic. I got to talk about it in different levels, but just to summarize it, the Parallel is trying to do what everybody else is trying to do. They are trying to make a metaverse. We are trying to create an infinite metaverse through a GameFi platform that's similar to Roblox or similar to Minecraft or similar to Sandbox. And it's a very, very beautiful idea. And everybody claims they want to do it. What's unique about the Parallel is the way that we're going to do it and the way we think and our philosophy. And our philosophy is this. A metaverse is an old idea. But it's happening now on a large scale because of blockchain technology. Metaverses 30 years ago were video games. They started back then, were online video games. I grew up there. I played online video games with my friends. And there were two reasons that I played them, two primary reasons. I wanted a community and I wanted to have fun. I wanted a community and enjoyment. So for me, GameFi is absolutely amazing because of blockchain. The blockchain technology is now adding a third element to the gaming experience, and that is opportunity. Opportunity to earn, opportunity to grow, opportunity to be an entrepreneur and enjoy and have communities. And this is what the Parallel understands. It understands that these three elements are a very powerful tool because only two of them created a market with 3 billion gamers in it. So if you have three of them, the potential is limitless. So in a nutshell, the Parallel is a true metaverse project that understands what it takes.
Can you explain for the people that are not so technical, what will happen in this metaverse?
Yeah. So the Parallel works in sequence, is an order to how it's built, right? We want to build a world. What is a metaverse? A metaverse is a virtual world. That's all it is. It's a virtual world that provides for the needs of people, whether your need is to socialize or enjoy. So how does it work? Well, how does the real world work? You're going to find that crypto and the metaverses and games, we take a lot of lessons from the real world. We just leave the bad ideas and keep the good ideas. Like decentralization is a great idea. So every world is built from creation, right? The world needed to be created, so too does the metaverse. But not only creation, we need creators in our world. So the Parallel starts with a creation engine, a design interface, an NFT creation platform to not only create NFTs that you can own, but also create NFT designs that you can own and can have complete unique ownership over. We want to inspire the creators of the world, the players of the world, the guy who's working in a factory and wants to make a lot of money. We want to inspire them to use their talent and their creativity to start building our world. And we want to make sure that they are financially incentivized. So that's how it's going to begin. And from there, it's going to evolve into construction and building of the world and new experiences. It's a roadmap. It's like building a house from the bottom up. Creation, then resources, then construction, then gaming experiences, then entertainment experiences, layers and layers and layers and layers. And all of them work together to give our players the three things: opportunity, community, and enjoyment.
Can you tell us about the roadmap of the project?
Yeah. So Q4, this quarter, and probably 2 weeks into next year, we're going to release the first half of phase 1. And what does that mean? We're going to release the creation engine to the game. We call it our foundation game. It's a voxel interface. You basically go in and you design stuff. You design characters, you design weapons, you design objects, whatever the world needs. Sneakers, hats, shoes. And then you submit them to be copyrighted. That's what makes the Parallel unique. We use a copyright system that gives our players the power to copyright their designs, to protect them. So nobody can have your design. And players can then set a price on that copyright and earn money from that copyright. So that's going to be Q4 and the beginning of Q1. In Q1, we're going to then, after we have millions of designs in the system from our players and communities, and all of our creators are making money, after that, we're going to release casual games. So players can log into the game, pick a character, and start gathering resources, because that's how it has to go. First, you design the world, then you need the resources to build the world. So now it's going to be like the California gold rush, where all the players go and play, they do daily quests, they gather resources, they play with friends, they get play to earn rewards and tokens, and we need millions and millions and millions of resources, which are going to be NFTs. We call them ruins, different rarities, different types. And then we get into Q2. Oh, and we're also going to have a PvP game there for fun and play to earn mechanics, just to keep variety. Like, we want variety. We don't want players to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's what makes games fail. So then we're going into land sale. Land sale is going to be done very, very unique. People know that in the real world, land sale sometimes fails. Why? Because rich people buy everything, right? Why does the real world have problems? Because people with huge amounts of money just want to make more money.
Right.
And it's great for them, but it's not great for us. It's not great for the population. And there's a lot more poor people than rich people. However, in the parallel, that's okay, because a rich person wants to make a lot of money. Well, maybe a gamer just wants to have the best items. We're the same. We're the same. You're not going to change that. But what we want to do is we want to give rich people a way to make more money by working with poor people. by working together with our community, by working together with our players, by working together with our creators. People who buy land will be given incentive to develop the land into an excellent experience. Example, the Parallel will have limited land, but we're not going to release all the land at once. If you look at Decentraland, they've sold 90,000 pieces of land, and that is why most of it is empty. And that is why the whole game looks like a giant shopping mall, because nobody cared, what are you going to use the land for? Do we need you to build that in the game? Do our players want you to build that in the game? Do we really want a casino? Like, nobody cared. It was just sell the land and get rich. No plan, no considering the players at all. Not us. What we're going to do is we're going to release land this way. We're going to say, hey guys, we're releasing 20 pieces of land 3 times a year. The investors or the players with the best contribution score to the Parallel will have first options, and they'll enter maybe a competition. Then we're going to say to the community, before we release the land, we're going to throw a huge monster event. We want you guys to design experiences on this land. Submit your designs, what you will build on these land pieces. So we'll have our creators in the community, our players, designing land development plans. We'll tell them, hey, we need an amusement park, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this, and let the community just start designing creative development plans. Then we go back to the investors and we say, okay, the land's for sale, buy the land. But if you're going to buy the land, you can only have it if you work with our community to build it. So you go back to the community members who have great designs. You go back to this guy and that girl and this guy and that girl, and you hire them to build your land for you. We help monetize the land. We create play to earn and experience to earn incentives in the land. And we actually connect the land to all the surrounding experiences. This way, the Parallel never does anything that isn't fun, sociable, or enjoyable, and nothing and everything is going to be monetized in a proper order. After that, it's all about evolution. It's all about getting game developers, entertainment studios into the Parallel and building games within the game, and just having as many different earning pathways as possible. You know, people say, how can you earn in the Parallel? And the goal is infinite different ways, because that's how the real world economy needs to work. You know, it's complicated, it's big, it's dynamic.
How big is your community right now?
We just hit the Telegram cap of 200,000.
Wow. And when the game will be live, how many players do you estimate you will have?
Oh, that's hard to say. You know, in this market today, I think it's very, very difficult to say. I'm not sure, because it really depends on the game genre, right? Like, for example, let's look at Thetan Arena. They got 7 million players in like 3 weeks. Honestly, it was too many. They weren't ready for that, you know, and it's caused a lot of instability in their marketplace, a lot of volatility. They're doing well, but they're dealing with a lot of problems because of so many players. And why do they get so many players? Because it's the most popular game genre in the world, MOBA, you know, mass online battle arena. And they also had a game before. So I don't really know. I mean, I anticipate we're going to have a lot, but in the beginning, it's all about creators and designers. And, you know, you don't even need to be skilled. Anybody can do it. So it's really hard to say. I think we're going to have a very, very successful first release, but I think we're going to see the millions of players in Q1 of 2022.
You are expecting millions of players?
I would say that we're probably expecting at least 500,000 in Q1 of 2022, because we're not really trying to get millions right in the beginning, but it's very possible because GameFi is so popular right now, and the Parallel's marketing techniques and strategies are really unique. We are literally going to have the most amazing listing event you've ever seen in GameFi. We have done a Hollywood level production, and we're going to be counting down our listing event with a Hollywood level 3D augmented reality, like a meta level production. So we're going to get a lot of press.
And for example, if tomorrow people see this podcast and they want to join the project, what they have to do, or what are the possibilities for them?
If tomorrow people want to join the project, the main thing is to get a little bit educated. You look into the first quarter, you look into the roadmap, and you see that the first thing you're going to want to do is understand that your biggest opportunity right now is going to be to jump on the train to get into the foundation game, the crafting interface, where you can literally design anything, and it's not hard. It's voxel, right? So voxel works like a grid. You just put little squares on the grid, you add a square, you remove a square. But to design things like an iPhone, to design things like a black baseball cap, if you make the coolest black baseball cap in the Parallel and you copyright it in our system, nobody can make this hat. They'd have to make it like at least 15% different. And if your hat is one of the first hat designs and it's very popular and you price it, you know, reasonably, you're going to be selling this hat all day long, and you could probably retire on this hat. I'm serious. If you design something in the Parallel that everybody wants, we're going to be popular. This project is extremely ambitious. I mean, we have over 60 employees pre-IDO. They're all right behind me. You know, so your potential for earning is extremely high. Entrepreneurs and people who are creative will have enormous opportunity coming in the next couple of weeks. And then after that, you'll have a lot of earning opportunity with the pursuit of play to earn and gathering ruins. So for example, you log into the Parallel, you start chopping trees, you're getting play to earn quest rewards, and then all of a sudden you find a legendary ruin, right? You could have a normal ruin, a rare ruin, an epic ruin. And if you hit a legendary ruin, that's going to be extremely desirable. That could end up being $1,000 or $2,000 just from luck, you know? So we already decided as a team at the Parallel that we want our players in the release, when we release casual games, to have more reward rather than less reward. Because it's not healthy to give too many tokens or to give too many rewards to your players unless you're confident that there's going to be enough uses for the token to balance the economy. And the Parallel has so many use cases that we're not worried about it at all. We want our players to have fun when they join. We don't want them to feel like it's too hard to earn.
And for example, if they want to buy land, what they have to do?
We haven't exactly decided what the requirements for land is going to be yet. What we want to make sure is that whoever buys land commits to a plan. So if you're just if you're not an investor, if you're not like a venture capital group and you want to buy land, I'm sure the opportunity is going to be there. But you're going to have to work with the Parallel to make sure that your land turns into a profitable experience. But not only profitable, enjoyable, profitable, and it cultivates community and economic networking. You know, people don't think about economic networking too much. The real world and real world capitalism is all about social networking leading to economic networking. But why can't there be economic networking? Why not? All it requires is a good facilitator to give those opportunities, to say that you will make less money if you only worry about yourself. You will make more money if you find ways to incorporate other people into your business plan. So, yeah. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. There's going to be some requirements.
Oh, nice. I'm asking because I'm interested. And also, you know, in Romania, we have a lot of creative people, you know, that they do quality design, they do a lot of technology, a lot of things. So if they understand very well the opportunities in the Parallel and they don't think only about tokenomics and pump and dump and buy a coin, sell later, they understand that it is a project and you can make much more from development and creating things. I think they will engage.
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100%. I think that the world was built by individuals, by creative individuals. And there was a time in every country's history, there were golden ages where creative people created such unbelievable technological advancements, such unbelievable artistical advancements. I mean, study the history of almost any country, and you can find this period in history where these people were the most valued and treasured people by their societies. And that led to golden ages of advancement. We take a lesson from history and we bring it into the metaverse. Find a way to reward the beauty of the human mind. That's the Parallel's purpose. That's who our CEO is, Louis Wynn. He is an innovator. He's a visionary. He's a talented, super smart guy. And he respects and loves people who are talented, hardworking, and they want to do something with their talent. But he knows better than anybody is that if you don't give them the wings, the opportunity to spread their wings, they'll never fly. And if they never fly, you'll never know what's possible.
So for my community, for example, for the creative people, they can go to the Parallel right now and start doing things?
Not yet. So they need to release the first thing for the creation and the submission of copyright NFT designs. You're going to need the foundation game. The foundation game is already available in testnet, but only for our VCs. It's going to be available to the mass populations and the public, probably second week of January, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
Very soon. And a lot of our online videos, you can already see gameplay. You could already see teasers for our listing event, which I highly recommend joining us on the listing event. It's going to be so awesome. That's on the 28th of this month. But yeah, there's a lot of gameplay footage out there about the Parallel to give you at least an idea of what it's going to look like. And that footage is pretty old. So a lot of cool new things coming soon.
And when you talk about listing, it is listing on exchanges?
Yeah, so you know how it usually is, right? The game launches, they do an IDO, you join a whitelist on a Gleam campaign, and then you see a bunch of FOMO advertising on Twitter and Telegram and Facebook. Oh, don't miss our listing event. We're not doing that. We are literally doing a super high quality event. It's not just like listing on PancakeSwap. We're listing on PancakeSwap, but to get there about 25, I don't know how long it's going to be exactly, but 25 or 30 minutes before the listing, we're going to start a 3D live stream. It's 3D, it's virtual reality. Players will literally join us to learn everything about the parallel as I go through VR and I go through 3D with them to explain the whole parallel metaverse. So we spent an enormous amount of money and resources in-house to build this thing. With a professional, movie recording studio, and basically, when it's finally done, at the very end, the community will take a tour through our office and meet all of our staff and our CEO, and then our CEO is going to actually press the button, and as soon as he presses that button, the listing will be available on PancakeSwap. So you literally have to be there and join us and watch the whole live stream and the whole 3D thing to find out when the listing is starting. So it's a new way of approaching it, a more professional, Hollywood style production in line with the concept of the metaverse.
Amazing. And what about the people that have no clue about this metaverse, NFTs, and the gaming? And there is a lot of people looking for opportunities because most of them, they have jobs, they earn not so much money, but they spend too much time. And yeah. I'm thinking in the near future, a lot of people from these kind of jobs will shift to...
I agree. I agree. In fact, I was out to dinner with some colleagues a couple of weeks ago, and I just for a minute we were talking about this stuff because we pretty much live this business. This is our world, it's our lifestyle. So we're always talking about it. And there was this one employee that caught my attention, and she was a nice woman, but I could see she was very tired. Her motivation, her ambition was down. I'm in Vietnam, so people don't get paid a lot here for jobs like that. She was a waitress at a nice restaurant. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, I know she makes maybe $1 an hour, something like that. And then you got players going into play to earn games who are making $5,000 with one good NFT sale, making $1,000 a day, or making at minimum in an established game, $800 a month or $1,000 a month, making a lot more money than she's making, right? And I said to my friend, I'm like, what happens when GameFi and NFTs goes mainstream, and that woman who's helping at the restaurant right now finds out that she could be making 4 times as much money playing a video game with her daughter or son? What happens? What, all the Starbucks closes down? All the employees quit?
No.
And well, I think that's going to be an eye opener to the world. I think that the governments and the world leaders are going to realize that, hey, maybe it's time we start paying our people more. Maybe it's time to take this seriously because people can make more money in the crypto GameFi space.
I don't think it will happen like this. I think what will happen, the Tesla are building the robots, and I think they will do automatization.
It's already.
The people who are running the world, they don't care about the average Joe and the normal people.
No.
It is we have to survive and we have to manage what we do. For example, in Romania, people, they pay to the government, to the taxes, 46% every month from what they earn. 46.
Oh my God.
And from the remaining, imagine that in this winter, the cost of gas and the cost of energy will triple.
Oh my God. That's really high.
So it's not, until now it was surviving mode. Now it is more than surviving. It's 3 times more difficult. It's like in a game, you are in level 20 and
in the level 60 zone.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's the truth of it. And I was in manufacturing, and I remember there was this factory I used to go to that used to make a hardwood floor for me. I'd buy hardwood floor, OEM, in a factory in China. It was a very good product. There was about 5,000 employees when I started working with them. And then one year, they told me you should visit our factory. It was somewhere in Shenzhen province. I forgot where in China exactly. But they said, hey, you should visit our factory. We've modernized, we've automated. You got to see the new product line. Da, 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 da. So I flew out to China, and I went to the factory to take a look. And my God, 5,000 employees became roughly 30. They went from 5,000 employees to roughly 30. The product was being manufactured by automated CNC machines. Those CNC machines product was being transferred from one machine to another with automated robots. The robots would then pick up the product, pack the product, and load it on the truck. 30 employees, down from 5,000. All they were just engineers. There were engineers making sure that the machinery was running right and programmed and calibrated correctly and maintained. It was unbelievable. And this was years ago, and there's companies doing that way ahead. There's one, huge warehouses being, picked and packed by drones. I mean, automation is really a reality, but it's more than that too, because, it's like America, people think that the American dream is a real thing. It's not. The American dream these days is simply a dream. That's all it is. There's nothing real about the American dream. I grew up in a time where America started to decline. And I know this because the average salary then is the same as the average salary now. And the cost of living has tripled.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much money, and it's the richest country in the world. Well, whatever. Mm-hmm. The point is, there's so much money in America, but the exploitation of broken and outdated economic systems have destroyed the average person's opportunity. And this is where blockchain and GameFi and crypto is literally taking control out of the hands of those who have abused it.
Yeah,
not all of them.
If you look, for example, now there is a lot of buzz regarding the Jack Dorsey. He says that Web 3.0, it's not for the public. It is owned by a couple of firms of venture capitals from San Francisco or Silicon Valley and stuff like that.
No, I think I understand what he's saying, but I don't think anybody owns it yet. I think it's too fresh of a concept. And I think what it's based around, the whole concept of Web 3.0 is decentralization. Because not only when centralized governments or ruling parties own our money, that's what central government's all about. They own the currency. When they own our money, they essentially own us. It's like my father. My father's Russian. And he always used to say to me, Denny, my money is my blood. He used to say all the time, it's my blood. So essentially his money was his life because he spent his whole life earning it. And what he's spending his whole life earning is controlled by the central government of where he lives. But it got worse. In the age of information and technology, the internet, not only did it so that our lives and our blood belong to centralized governments, but it also our minds completely belonging to corporations and centralized governments because of the information that we're constantly being manipulated into believing. And it starts when you're a child. In America, it's pretty bad. Everywhere, it's pretty bad. So the idea of Web 3.0 is an evolution of crypto, which crypto is decentralized finance. It's the evolution of economics, freeing the people from that bondage. And Web 3.0 is an amazing idea where it's going to free the people from the slavery of misinformation. It's a beautiful, amazing idea. I'm very excited to see how we can make that work. It's almost too good to be true.
If you have anything to add regarding the project, any advice for the young people, for the people without experience, what would you suggest them?
I would suggest this. I can tell you all day how good crypto is, and I don't think that'll do it for you. I'll tell you that I grew up in a country where I'm American. I was born in New York, and I grew up believing that all the opportunities were ahead for me and that I have been given a golden ticket to the world. And I'll be honest, when I grew up, it wasn't very true. By the time I graduated university, it was a big lie. It was enormous student loans. It was enormous amounts of debt. I didn't even need that education. I mean, it didn't hurt, but it certainly didn't help me. And it certainly didn't guarantee my 4.0 grade GPA did not guarantee me any kind of employment that was actually worth it. And in my lifetime, I'm 38 years old. I have had the opportunity to invest in the first iPhone, and several other opportunities that I may have missed that would have changed my life forever. But I'll tell you right now, if you're watching this, if you're listening right now, you are in the absolutely most revolutionary period of technology and economic opportunity. If there is ever going to be a time where you can completely free yourself from a job and a 9-to-5 and the requirements of society and have complete financial freedom and power over your destiny in the easiest way possible, it's now. Like, I'm telling you, I know that sounds overwhelming. I know that sounds extremely hard to believe, but you need to educate yourself on what crypto is. It is literally so hot right now. There is so much potential for growth and earning, and there's so many innovative platforms that can give you so many. I mean, I just saw another platform, I forgot what it's called, that just came out, that literally guarantees double your money in 30 days. BUSDT Matrix, something like that. They literally guarantee that whatever money you put in 30 days will be doubled, because they know what to do with your money, because crypto is offering 300%, APR. I mean, you go to open a savings account in America, you're lucky to get 1%. In crypto, to get 50 or 60% returns on your investment is easy. It's easy. Literally, you can go and get 100% return on your investment in multiple ways. This is not a joke. It's not a scam. It's the evolution of economics, and you are right at the beginning of it. So whatever you're doing, you should stop it and just learn everything you can about crypto investing. But if that's overwhelming for you, at least get into GameFi. I think that's an easy way to transition.
Daniel, thank you very much. We are going to post all the links and all the information for our followers regarding the project, and maybe we will do a follow-up call. Maybe
sounds good.
After the middle of January to update the people. It
sounds
was
good.
Great pleasure to have you with us. I wish
Likewise.
you best of luck on
Thank
the 28th. I will cover up also, I will post news and things on TikTok and Twitter regarding the 28th. And what I can say, Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, all the best.
You too, and good luck with those taxes. My God, I didn't know that. And great. I've been watching some of your work, and I really appreciate what you're doing for the space and informing and educating people. It's a great thing what you do, and I think people really need more of that, especially in countries that are struggling financially due to poor economic laws and governmental guidelines. So thank you, and I'm happy to talk to you and meet with you anytime.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care. Bye, guys.